Hi, my name is Mary Dalpo. Today we will be looking at my fourth center for the English language learners. For those students, CA2, it's on the book Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hinkes. They will be going to the listening center, completing a worksheet on character traits and retelling the story. So they will go to their center, grab their basket or bag, pull out everything. They will have everything that they need within that basket or bag. So to start out, they have their directions, which, as you can see, I placed pictures for them. It's very important for English language learners to have lots of visuals. Also in first grade, they're just learning to read. The directions state that you are going to listen to an audio version of the story in Spanish, along with completing a worksheet. You will then retell the story in English to a group member. So 1, you're going to put your name on your paper. 2, at the listening center, you will sit quietly and listen to the story in Spanish. When you're finished on your worksheet, you're going to, on your worksheet titled Identifying Character Traits, you will write words that describe Chrysanthemum's character in the circles. Use the worksheet provided to explain what character traits are. And last, they will retell the story to a member in your group in English. And again, the retell has the picture of the hand to kind of remind them of how to retell the story. They will also use their worksheet to help them not only just retell the story, but give vivid descriptions of Chrysanthemum and as she goes along throughout the story. The standard is LAFS1SL 2.5. It says add drawings or other visual displays to descriptions when appropriate to clarify ideas, thoughts, or feelings. The second standard is LAFS 1RL1.2. Identify the main topic and retell key details in text. Here's a picture of the worksheet. They have a circle map. The directions, again, are listed over here. In the bubbles, they will write the character traits of the picture. In the middle is Chrysanthemum, which is a good reminder of who they're writing about. So they can give a character trait, maybe draw a picture of her in that sense, in that character trait that they are describing within that circle. I've also provided, again, visuals are very, very, very important for English language learners. So I've created a little packet. It says character traits, and it takes them through telling them the words. What does the character say throughout the story? So it gives a little visual of a character in the story saying, and it says, I'm so excited for the ball. Actions. What does the character do throughout the story? So this is just a guideline to help them determine the character's traits. And last, they have feelings. How does the character feel throughout the story? Is it angry, worried, excited, peaceful, silly, joyful? So this gives them an idea of what character traits they can write within the circle map. You could also print out a picture of people with the character traits like on their faces if they're sad, with a sad face. That could be a great visual for them as well. So the students are writing descriptions of Chrysanthemum's character traits. They will read the story in Spanish, identify words or phrases that show feeling or appeal to the sense or character trait. Here's my rubric. I have the standards listed. Again, it's by the point system, proficient, developing, or emergent. I did it by each category of the center. The listening skills. Were they able to sit quietly and listen to the audio? We have the concept map. How many character traits were they able to come up with? Retelling the story. Were they able to retell and follow the directions stating that within their group members there will be other English language students? Can they retell in English? And then, of course, following the directions. It's points out of 20, and then there's comments at the bottom of of the rubric. So Pat Wolf mentioned that the brain is primary visual. So for, not only English language learners, but, a lot of students, their brain is visual. Everything, the reader needs to remember what they are seeing. So as a visual, it aids in their comprehension of the story within their listening, reading, and speaking skills. So as far as they're listening to the story while reading it, which is great for them, and they're using their speaking skills to retell the story and communicate with their group members. She states that the emotional connection, emotional and meaning both are two keys to attention. So with determining the character traits, they can determine Chrysanthemum's emotions, and they could probably relate if she was sad, or throughout the story she was getting picked on about her name. So they could relate. If they could relate to that, they could grab an emotional meaning to that story. Circle maps teach while also assess. So it's a great way to make sure that the students understood what they are reading. They understand what character traits are. Will show what the student has learned. McLaughlin article, Creating, Organizing, and Managing Comprehension Centers. She talks a lot about English language students. They definitely need visuals and visual aids, which is what I provided for in the directions, along with the character traits to give them a visual of what character traits are. Audio to aid in comprehension. They're able to hear it in Spanish along with reading. We had already read the book as a class, but this is just an extra way for them to make sure that they understand the story. And also organization. The center is both independent and collaborative, which is very important in literacy centers. To go back to organization, everything's right there, what they need. They can just pull it out and begin following directions. I really like the center mainly because I could incorporate their native language and their English language. I think it's very important for English language students to make that connection between the two, especially at a young age. They're able to speak their native language along with retelling it in English, so it's great practice for them and a great way to aid in their speaking skills. So that is the end of Center 4. Thank you so much.